It's JD Temple here from the Light of the Darkness. We're just going to spend a Friday afternoon here together, and I'll answer some questions. Jeez, I have a couple of things that I can address already and talk about while we wait for people to come and get here. Hopefully they will. You never know. But happy Friday afternoon to everybody. Hey, what's up? Hail to you. I hope you had a great day. I hope that work wasn't too crazy. And or if you're getting ready to go into work, I hope that that's gonna go good for you and that your shift's gonna be simple and that you'll see your friends and it'll just be great. It'll be a great time. So whether you're just getting off of work or you're ready to go into work, or maybe you've been creating all day and you're just coming off of that, or maybe you're getting ready to go into a major creative phase here for the next few hours, whatever the case may be, I hope that your Friday is good. It's really rainy here. What's up, Jeremiah Smith? Hey, what's up, Mrs. Morticia? Hey, what's up? And Jose Nunez, what's up, dude? Hey, good to see you all. One of the things that I was going to get into on this live stream, Cthulhu, I think Cthulhu's a channel member. Thank you to all the channel members. I'm going to be putting more content up on the members only part of this channel, because there's a lot of things that I really just can't talk about on here, and there's going to be a lot of things on my Patreon, which I'm really hoping to get that seriously up and running in the next month. I know I talk a lot about getting it done, and I just haven't been working on it, to be honest with you. I've had way too many other things going on in life, and not that it's not important, because it is really important. I just have to figure out where I'm going to put time in and where I'm not, and blah blah blah. But now the time is right, so I'm going to be devoting the time. But long story short, there's things that I can't just come out and talk about on here, and there's things that, and why that is because some of the things that I may talk about or that I may recommend that you do on my Patreon in order to further your spiritual ascent may be things that I really can't talk about on here, and it may be things that I might not even be comfortable with most people knowing about me, that I think in that kind of way, or that I've done certain things, or that I recommend you do certain things. Yeah. I'm going to start off this live stream. What's up, Dan Best? Hey. I'm going to start off this live stream by answering that question that Cthulhu had. And Cthulhu was saying that basically they're going outdoors, which is highly recommended for black magic rituals of any type of witchcraft. Outdoors is really going to give you a very powerful edge. I will say that all right, for me, there's three kinds of places that really will give you a very powerful energy to work within. If you have an empty warehouse, maybe if it's old and it has some age to it and it's kind of creepy, that's a great environment. A basement where you're underground. Being underground, there's something to being underground that does add some energy to your rituals. And then some of the other places that I would recommend would be outside in places maybe where you could catch someone's attention and maybe get caught, but not necessarily get in trouble. So kind of pushing the envelope and pushing the boundaries on whether or not you're going to have to answer to someone else for what you are doing. That does add an element of power and energy to the right as well. There's something to be said for being comfortable where you're at, but there's also something to be said for there's a possibility that I might get caught during this working. And I engage in both sides of that. like I will perform certain rituals in a very comforted and secluded place. But then there are also certain types of rituals that maybe those are the kinds that you're going to want to perform out in the open, maybe where you could be seen, maybe where you could be caught, maybe where someone could have an issue with it or a problem with it, maybe where someone might even try to intercede on what you're doing. Like, just think about that for a minute. Like, there is an element of power to each one of those, and I highly recommend that you have experience in both. Performing rituals in seclusion and in comfort and in solace and in security, and also performing rituals outside of that comfort zone, outside of that security, out in places where maybe someone might see you, like, whoa, heaven forbid, right? But Cthulhu's question was more specific. Cthulhu was saying that, like, they were having a hard time really, like, getting into the spirit of the ritual, like really feeling the spiritual presence and like really feeling like, I would say, like, swept away by it. Maybe they're not necessarily getting into like what E.A. Coetting terms like the theta gamma sync, like dropping mind. I'm just going to put it like that, dropping mind. Pretty much every major working that I do, I lose track of time. I do not remember every moment of the working. And it almost feels like, I guess, similar to being blacked out or blacked out drunk, like where you only remember fragments and bits and pieces of what happened. For me, the most powerful spells and rituals are going to have that component mixed in with it. Like, you're going to lose track of time. You're going to lose track of like your spatiality. If I don't know if that's a word. You'll lose connection with your surroundings and your physical body. It's really like you get totally swept away into the spirit of the working. You get totally possessed by the spirit that you're calling forth. You get totally immersed in the energies that you are conjuring. And that's a very like sacred operation. It's a sacred thing when you go into a ritual like that and you do get swept away. Because there is something very profound that is happening there. It's not a, like, for those of you that have been to church, for those of you that have been to mass or whatever you would call it, like in most Christian faiths and that kind of thing, like, I would challenge most of you to say that you have felt the same type of stir inside of yourself in any type of Christian mass or service as you have if you have involved yourself in any type of major black magic or witchcraft working where you were summoning a spirit. It's a very profound experience. And I would say that, like, you know, if you're really having a hard time immersing yourself, you need to be pushing you need to be pushing some types of boundaries in your life. Pushing the boundaries really does help to open you up and to help to kind of like crack your psychic filter. And like that can look like all different types of things. Like, I wouldn't do anything that goes against your conscience. I wouldn't do anything that really necessarily goes against your authentic voice of God. But I would say be willing to push the envelope. Be willing to get uncomfortable. And be willing to experience things that maybe you thought you would never be willing to experience before. But again, like, all right, like there are certain lodges and certain orders that would recommend that you go all the way with what I was just talking about, like by doing things that you do not resonate with, by doing things that go totally against your nature, to like do things that like you would never in a million years ever participate in or enjoy. Like, that's kind of like the extreme end of it. And I don't think that I would really necessarily recommend that anybody go there unless you really have a lot of experience in certain types of ritualized spirituality. Then I wouldn't go rushing off to getting into those types of extreme practices. Like, I can see the value in some of those things. I can definitely see the value in it from my own experience in pushing the boundaries and doing some pretty extreme and crazy things myself. But, like, there's a line that I have drawn where, like, I'm not going to partake or participate in certain things just in order to get some type of like spiritual evolution out of it or spiritual gain out of it or whatever the case may be. Like, I'm not really at that point myself. um, I don't know that I ever really will feel it necessary to do that. However, there are a lot of people, a lot of magicians, a lot of sorcerers out there that will say that that's what you absolutely have to do. That you absolutely have to be willing to lose yourself. You absolutely have to be willing to do things that you would never ever ordinarily do in order to gain this insight, in order to gain this knowledge, in order to see the truth of reality and to see through the illusion. Like, that is one way to do it, but there's many different paths that will lead to the same destination or a very similar destination or a very similar understanding of these things. Hey everybody, what's up? What's up, Kajul? Am I a wizard? I guess you could say that. What's up, Mitch D, Pig Destroyer Rock? Ryan Wiku, why did I stumble into? We talking about greater and lesser magic? Yes, we are. What's up, Ryan? You're probably not still here, but what's up, Fire Peso? Hey. And Kajul, can you cast a spell on my landlord so he doesn't increase my rent? Thanks in advance. 1,000 glorious likes for your stream. Thank you. Yes, let's do it. That landlord is not going to increase your rent yet, but I think it might be coming in 6 months. So save your money, or either like sign like a 6-month lease, or like prepare for 6 months. It's coming in 6 months, and there's nothing I can do about that, but I can like delay it a little bit. That's what I see for you. Yeah, my warehouse rent for my business is going up a couple $100. The rent where I live hasn't gone up, and that's great, but I'd really love to buy a property. I'd love to buy a property in Utah. That's where Martha and I really want to end up, and like spend the next 40 years of our lives, like in the mountains and in the caves and like up there in the high altitudes. Like right now I'm here on the East Coast and I'm feeling the effects from that, whatever hurricane that is happening. It's been rainy and windy and crazy here all day. As you can see, it's like kind of all over the place right now. But I've had a pretty good day. I went to work, got some work done, went to the gym, got that in, came back home, got some office work done, got all kinds of shit. I've got like tons of amulets and talismans that I had to package up and mail out. So I'm going to be doing that this afternoon too. I've got some that I have to resend because a lot of people didn't get their shit, which is crazy. I sent it, but the postal service kind of sucks. So that all is getting put in the mail. I'm working on it. What's up, Gustavo? Hey. Jose Nunez says, I've been told that Lilith has been around me and watching over me. What are your thoughts on this? That's very possible. That's very possible. I would have to like really connect with you fully in order to really feel that out. I've always felt Lucifer around you, and you know, if that's good possibility, Lilith could be coming into your life. You have to be like pretty hardcore to deal with Lilith. So if you've been getting like pretty hardcore in your life and starting to venture into some areas that you've never ventured into before and becoming like a bit more primal in your nature, then I would say that she's around you. If you haven't noticed that you have become more vampiric or more primal in your nature, then I would say that she probably isn't. So you know, you have to kind of know that right there, right? Cool. Thanks, Fire Pestle. Thanks, dude. Fuck yeah. What's up, Symmetry? You got a mad migraine and healing would help. Well, let's help you, man. All right, everybody. Our friend Symmetry's not feeling well. And so what are we going to do about that? And thanks for letting us know, because you're here. We all care about you. Let's put our intention together and send some healing energy out to symmetry right now to like ease the pain of that migraine. Let's do it, y'all. Come on. Hell yeah, brother or sister, friend. I hope you feel better. Take that energy and like let everything that's like whatever's causing you any distress, just let it go. Hell yeah. Mr. Fumble says Metallica sucks. Dude, I want to go see. Yeah, absolutely. I want to go see Metallica with Mothra next May. They're coming to Richmond with Pantera. That would be freaking awesome too. And someone else. I don't know. It's a year from now. Like, I hate buying tickets for a concert like over a year in advance or like a year in advance, because like you never know what's going to happen with this world. You never know what's going to happen with these artists or what's going to happen with the band in like a year from now. We were supposed to go to a concert like 2 weeks ago with JS, Mothra and I, Cold Chamber and Fear Factory, and they canceled like the day of the concert, and that freaking sucked. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, well, I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but whatever. They're not one of my favorite bands, but they're pretty cool. Does anybody have any questions or anything? Anything that you want to talk about? Anything that's on your mind? I'm gonna hang out for a little while longer. Then I'm gonna go take a shower, and I'm going to take my sweet darling woman on a date. At least I'm gonna try to take her on a date. We'll see. We'll see what she wants to do, but I'm going to extend the invitation. Who else here is going on a date tonight? Oh, Gustavo, yes. Yes, I did save you a nail it, my friend. Absolutely. And I'm going to be boxing that up for you and sending it out tomorrow. Absolutely. LK said, referencing pacts, what's the best way to seal a powerful pact, and for how many years is generally best? Man, I don't know if I would like, you could venture into a pact that would go on for like years and years, but I would generally like cut off a pact at like 6 or 8 months. I'm more along the lines of entering into a powerful meta link with the spirit, like a powerful initiatory connection with them and working with them, rather than making a pact where there may be like adverse consequences that may be introduced into my life as a result of me not doing what I need to do. And that may be coming from a person that struggles with their emotions and their mental their mental stability a little bit. If you don't deal with that, then maybe like entering into a 6 to 8 month pack would be appropriate, and you'd be able to live up to your end of things and the end of the bargain without facing the negative consequences. But I would say the best way, of course, to seal any pact would be, I would utilize Lucifuge or Ophakale as the intermediary in the pact, and then I would give blood to Lucifuge and blood to that spirit, and then seal that pact with wax and some type of seal that represents you. That's really my best advice. But again, like, I'm not a magician that really necessarily advocates the making of pacts, and that's only because I've seen where pacts have gone wrong for lots of people, and I have somehow been able to garner a lot of success without entering into a lot of major pact workings, really just by aligning myself and aligning my attention and my intent on a particular spirit, my time and focusing my time and my attention upon them, and the offering of my blood, of my resources, of my time, my attention. And then really, like, of course, if you really think about it, like, these spirits are really a lot like ancestors. They're a lot like parents. They want to see the best outcome. They want to see you grow. They want to see you become a better version of yourself. And they realize that, like, there is a little bit of their essence in there, in that success, that they do have like something to do with it overall. And they really do, they get off on it, but they also grow in power from that. Especially when you let other people know that, like, hey, this is how I did this. Like, it wasn't really all on my own. I did have some help. And give them a shout out, make them some artwork, give them an amazing offering. Like, your initiatory workings with these spirits is only the beginning. Like, if you've only been working with these spirits for like a year or 2 or 3, like, wait until you've been doing it for 7 years, 8 years, 9 years, 10 years, 12. That relationship gets so much more intimate. That relationship gets like so much more in depth, and like, they do become a part of you, and there's really like not much that you can say for it, because you just innately and inherently know what to do, and their essence does intermesh with you in such a way that they do become a big part of who you are. And it's a beautiful thing. Yeah, Jeremiah 4440, you too, my friend. Gustavo says, as soon as I got the Lucifer amulet, I got messages like crazy and visions. Thank you, JD. Hell yeah, we are just getting started. Absolutely, dude. Hell yeah, I'm so glad. And like, dude, like, for all of you out there, like, yes, like, this is like, this is something that does help me financially, but like, I have other things that I do. I own businesses. Like, the magic part is a big part of my life, but it's not something that, the money is not the focus. The focus is the feedback. The focus is the change. The focus is like seeing other people's lives improve, and also at the same time realizing that I'm making those same types of improvements, that I'm making those same types of strides and leaps in my life to like progress the vision that I see for myself forward, and to bring it into reality in this physical plane. I want to do that. I want to help all of you do that. When I see that you are doing that, that's the best, dude. That's the epitome. That's like, that's the core of it. That's the seed of it all. That's my reason for being involved in any of this, first and foremost. I've been doing this for a long time, and that is my main reason, and that will always be my main reason. Because, like, you all know, of course, like, the money hasn't always been there for me. Not through this. It's been there in a lot of other things, but not through this. It is now, but it wasn't always the case. That wasn't my motivation. It never has been, and it never will be. There's been moments, yes, where, like, that's been, like, the main motivator, where I had to like pull myself together and like muscle through a fucking really difficult ritual. Like, not the money, but the point of like the fact that I'm going to be letting a lot of people down if I don't do this. That becomes a big factor in it too. It's not letting other people down, but the main motivating factor is seeing other people grow. And like, if I'm seeing other people grow, I'm having to continue to grow myself. And I know I'm going to be backpedaling. I'm going to be like stagnating at times, but I'm certainly going to be relying on each and every one of you and our collective to help me through that. And I will always do my very best to help you all through it too. Each and every one of you. And like, thank you all for being here. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Star Ruby Corsi, what's up? What's up, LK? And I love you too, Gustavo and Adrian Montel. Any tips on opening the third eye fast? All right, so opening the third eye, I would definitely focus a lot on like ritual baths and setting your intention on particular things. Salt baths with mugwort. connecting with the amethyst crystal, surrounding your environment, especially your bedroom and where you sleep with amethyst, will definitely help to open your third eye. I do offer a ritual on my website that will assist you with this, that will be a huge catalyst for pretty quickly opening your third eye, and you can find that on jdtemple.info. But, you know, like, for the most part, really just take your time. Take your time and connect with different spirits, connect with the amethyst crystal. Um, that's, you know, those are kind of like foundational things for me for assisting in the opening of those psychic layers. And then you can practice with like different cards. You can get those like clairvoyance cards where you can practice on like being able to pick out like what shape and what image is on the other side of those cards, and being able to pick out like where the square is, where the circle is, where the triangle is, and like really helping to like develop your clairvoyance. You know, clairvoyance is one of those where like I think a lot of people have like a stronger clairvoyance and they have any other clair. I'm able to smell things, and I'm able to just like a sense of just knowing. But my clairvoyance is pretty strong. But I do find that like most people that I talk to, I think clairvoyance is going to be, you know, your inner sight is going to be like your, like most people, that's their strongest psychic clair is a clairvoyance. Yeah, absolutely. LK said, I'm genuinely curious to ask, what are the specific benefits of working with Lucifer compared to other spirits? So, like, Lucifer is such a foundational left-hand path spirit. And when I say left-hand path, Lucifer, and this goes along with opening your third eye, because I do believe that Lucifer has been responsible by and large for the opening of my third eye, and for me being able to actually see the truth of the, like, through the illusion, through this dream, through the projection that this matrix is creating every single day. And he has been the one that has been responsible for allowing me to truly know that I am a magician, that I am powerful, that I do have the ability to alter reality, to make changes in this matrix, in this, like, a code, if you will, this program that we live in. Lucifer, more than anyone else, will show you that you do have that power and that you do have the ability. And that, like, no matter what other people may think of you, that you are good and that you are pure and that you are whole in your own way, and that it's okay to be who and what you are. Like, I think that that goes a long way in the foundational aspect of becoming a powerful witch or a powerful sorcerer. Having those understandings is something that Lucifer really brings to the table a great deal. Like, his gifts are very much more spiritual than they ever will be tangible. Like, you can make some money with Lucifer and he can help to bring you these kind of like physical things, but it's going to be more spiritual gifts. It's going to be much more spiritual than it ever will be physical realm with him, in my experience. Oh yeah. Amicus crystal. Oh, I've never heard of amicus crystal either. An amethyst. Sorry if my tongue is getting tied. The amethyst crystal. All right, so what's everybody's plans for this weekend? What are y'all doing tonight? I'm trying to take my woman out. What are y'all doing? Nuh-uh. Oh. I thought Gustavo said I'm doing coke. He was referencing my coke. I thought you was saying he was doing coke. I was like, damn, you're fucking raw dogging that shit. Chieftain said that we're being fooled by Lucifer. His gift is eternal suffering. Maybe better on earth, but I'm about to the long run. Praise Jesus. Hey, Jesus is awesome. Jesus is an ascended master. Jesus has a very powerful connection to Lucifer. Like, you have to look at this world and know that there is yin and yang energy, that there is like positive and negative, and that it all relies on one another in order for us to even have this existence, in order for us to even have this moment of actualized perception that we are here in this moment. It took a combined effort from every side coming together and like making it happen. And if you take any of those away from it, it's all gone. So appreciate all of it. Hell yeah, Fire Pestle said I'm working on my website and finishing up a tarot reading. Hell yeah, dude. Awesome, man. Getting that shit done. Michael Borg said tattooing and ritual work like every day. Hell yeah, dude. Awesome, awesome. Starboard Corsi's drinking a Pepsi. I had one earlier, so Malther and I prefer Coke. I just like Coke better. I don't know why. Pepsi's a little sweet, but I mean, I'll drink a Pepsi if you got one, if you don't have a Coke. That's for sure. Friar Pestle said, also kind of stewing about people who waste my time and take advantage of my generosity. I'm fixing to change some shit up for reals, Bo. Hell yeah, dude. Yeah. I think everybody is, man. Like, right now, like, coming off of these crazy, like, eclipse energies and entering into, like, solar eclipse energy, and, like, there's another eclipse coming in after that, like, we're all kind of being shocked with this energy and being kind of forced to make changes and forced to take a look at things that we need to take a look at, forced to either take better care of ourselves or suffer the consequences. And I think that we're all kind of waking up to these truths, waking up to these realities, and we are knowing, and we have a more innate sense of things that we have been like failing to do for a while that we need to do. And we all have our own reasons. We all have our own things. We all have our own baggage. We all have our own situations. We all have our own internal things that we're working through. We all have our own shadow that we are like continuously working on. Like, especially if you're a left-hand path practitioner, the working through your shadow parts of yourself is like a never-ending thing. And it's a hard path, but it is one that is like seriously going to forge you into a diamond if you're able to continue along that path. And it's easy to want to give up. It's easy to say fuck this. It's easy to go back to regular life, like everyone that I'm seeing drive past me right now. It's easy to go back to that, and every single one of you are welcome to do so at any time. You can go back to being a normal person. You can go back to your everyday reality. You can go back to the cookie cutter world. You have that choice. You have that freedom. You have that power. Each and every one of you are free to go at any time. But even know that you know that. You know that. You stick with it, right? You keep on going down that crooked path, while everyone else around you is wondering why. Everyone else around you is looking at you like, what are you doing? It could be so much easier. It could be so much more smoother for you if you would only do X, Y, and Z. But like, hey, I'm sorry, we're not like you. What works for you doesn't necessarily work for us, and that's okay. We're all different, right? But we all do find a commonality through these spirits. They are all speaking to us through that still small voice in epic ways at times. They intercede on our behalf. They keep us safe from a lot of fucking danger. There's a lot of fucking things that could be happening in your life right now in a negative way if it wasn't for these spirits looking out for you, watching out for you. I can tell you, like, I could have really been in some major trouble recently if it wasn't for Belial. If it wasn't for these spirits that look out for me. And that's true, man, true. Like, I'm not even going to get into it. I'm not even going to talk about it. There's been quite a few things in the last 60 to 90 days where, like, I might not even be here right now talking to you. For real. Eric blew a fart. Oh, my God. Lilith, 1984, 5 months as a member. What's up? Hello, brother JD. How are you? I'm doing great, and I hope you're doing great too. Ryan said, what the fuck? This is scary. Yeah, I know, right? Life is scary, dude. And just to know that there's motherfuckers like us running around out there in your little world, that's probably really scary, isn't it? Yeah. I'm much more afraid of your type than you probably ever will be of ours. Oh, okay. Well, thank you. I always get blood massager to help you every other night. Thank you, Gustavo. I appreciate that, brother. You're awesome. Appreciate that. Yeah, dude. Absolutely, man. Absolutely. I'm gonna roll out, y'all. It's been 35 minutes. I'm gonna go see what Martha's up to, and I have to take a shower, get all clean, and get spiffied up. Go out on some dates. Costa's hello from Greece. Hello, greetings, and welcome. Sorry that you're catching us on the tail end, but you can go back and watch it from the beginning if you want to. I'll see everybody soon. I love you all. If you need anything, jdtemple.info is the website. All the amulets and talismans are being mailed out. So thank you for your patience. I love you all. Hail the Infernal Empire. Smell my face and smell it good. Yeah. Have a great weekend. I love you all. Bye.